In this endless empty void, we try to find our way, seeking a new beginning for a brighter day. No map or destination, just the stars above. We'll keep on searching for a place to call love.
There's no shortage of tabletop role-playing games out there, and there are plenty of other amazing sci-fi RPGs out there as well. The Deadly Mothership, award-winning alien RPG, super crunchy Traveler, the fantasy-like Starfinder. Each game plays very differently from each other. So what is special about Voidhome? Well, let me tell you. The Cipher system. Firstly, Voidhome is a modified version of the award-winning Cipher system by Monica Games. At its core, it is compatible with the same system that's been used for numerous other games. Numenera, Mystery Flesh Pit National Park, the Magnus Archives, Old Gods of Appalachia, and so much more. This means that right off the bat, you not only have all the options in Voidhome, but with only minimal tweaking, you have access to use options from a ton of other books and worlds as well. Also, you have a very robust community with amazing support for the game. There's even already a channel for Voidhome on the Cipher Unlimited Discord community, which is a community with literally thousands of people discussing and playing games using that system. The world. This isn't just some set of generic space rules. Voidhome has a filled-out setting of lore, people, places, and events, from the great rending that destroyed Earth to the cleansing wars of the Tri-Keepers and those born with vicissitude. It is a world of survivors from a variety of cultures from Earth, with organizations like the Dailias Clow, Oris Commonwealth, Seven-Star Mob, Taki no Kuni Mountaineers, and Jinkunje, plus far, far more. The Oris system is an ancient artificial system of worlds, asteroids, space stations, and a near-endless cloud of floating world plates, which are alien-made, continent-sized hexagonal plates, each with their own environments and mysteries, and connected together with a system of gates. And the content found in the core rulebook is only getting expanded upon, not only by myself, but other writers as well. I mean, other writers, you say? Well, that brings us to the next point. Open licenses. Monty Cook Games already has an open license for the Cipher system, which you can take full advantage of. I mean, I am. But I will also have an open license that will allow you to create and publish your own content in Voidhome. You'll be able to reference and expand upon any of the world lore and custom rules specific to Voidhome. The final release of the core rulebook hasn't even dropped yet, and there are already several others working on third-party content for the system. Leaning into the narrative, I don't normally want to use buzzwords like narrative or cinematic or anything like that. I mean, what the hell does cinematic RPG even mean? What does it mean? But Voidhome has taken the absolutely amazing narrative rules from the Cipher system, and I've tried to sort of crank it to 11. Voidhome doesn't have a combat system. Yeah, you heard me. It has a conflict system. What's the difference? Well, there's no health or damage or anything like that. Instead, everything has a presence or impact, because impact can come from many sources. Yes, a gun does do impact against that marauder that's trying to eat your face. But so does the wealth task for financial manipulation against the presence of a corporation, or the interface task to hack the security system for a Commonwealth military vessel. Take that along with the fact that there's no initiative system that you have to work with, and the players don't feel the divide you see in a lot of RPGs between roleplay and combat. There's no stopping point where they have to interrupt their thoughts and shift gears. Whether you're in conflict or not is kind of blurred together and seamlessly flowing in and out of that state. Putting that together with the sway and dread systems for the players and GM, which allow them to use resources to add, remove, or modify elements from the scene, and you have all the support you need to tell the exact type of story you want, while still keeping it a game with chances of failure and high-stakes drama. And since entire situations can have stat blocks and work much like NPCs, you can be in conflict with the collapsing moon base in the same way you're in conflict with those hideous bug aliens. I mean, you could actually be in conflict with both at the same time. This also means that characters don't feel forced to always have a combat side to them. Say you're dealing with that collapsing moon base and the bug alien NPCs at the same time. The ex-military grunt of the group could be busy fighting those aliens, shooting them in the face to keep them at bay, while the non-combat technician is causing impact to the moon base situation by rerouting power. And the non-combat character that's just a dock worker, he's causing impact to the collapsing moon base situation by using his welding torch to reinforce the bulkheads of the local area. It's a mix of activities all happening at the same time and all running as a fun dramatic scene. You really can play the character you want. You can be that ultra nerd that couldn't hold a gun to save his life, because there are other ways to help in a conflict without the need for combat. So, is it crunchy or not? Voidhome, to try and describe it with the various genre tags, is a sci-fi survival horror. Because of this, there are several parts of the system that need to be added. Dynamic resources for things like ammo, oxygen, and sustenance, and whole customization crafting systems for gear and vehicles. But there are also some sections I've actually streamlined even more than regular Cypher. Everything that causes impact is just an attack or manipulate rather than individual descriptions for each ability. There are plenty of areas where, with some help from the other amazing designers, I've adjusted the system language a little and standardized some terms a little more firmly. I've tried to keep things as clear and concise as possible. Plus, the way Cypher and thus Voidhome plays out, the game can be as narrative or as crunchy as you want. If you want to only use theater of the mind and describe the scenes like a true storyteller, with only the loosest framework of modifiers for circumstantial environmental effects, you can do that. The system plays beautifully that way. It's actually the default way I personally like to play. But it also has the rules and support to play with rough zones or detailed battle maps, even precisely measured combat if you want something more tactical in nature. You could even optionally use more detailed circumstantial environmental effects, such as specific gravities or what happens in certain atmospheres. It's there to use or not as you see fit. Voidhome was made to be like a hard sci-fi. Gravity is important. You don't have artificial gravity per se. You don't have a lot of the super sci-fi trinkets you'd see in like Star Trek or Star Wars. This is more like The Expanse, where things are a little more grounded. But it doesn't have to play super technical and simulationist. It's still a very narrative type system. See, Voidhome has a core foundation to the system that you need, but everything else, to borrow a phrase from the Fate RPG, is basically just a series of dials and knobs that you can adjust. Or maybe in this case, more like a bucket of Lego bricks, where you can decide which ones you do or do not want. This brings me to options. There's a ton of character options to customize PCs in just the right way, including being able to even play a cat, dog, robot, or mutant with mild psychic powers on top of the other character options. And it's roughly compatible with character options from basically any other Cypher product, although some minor tweaks may need to be made for those. There's also a bunch of optional subsystems you can add to expand upon or replace other parts of the system, including an alternate primary resolution mechanic that simplifies it to just a couple of d6s and some modifiers, instead of the d20 style mechanic with the difficulty ladder like normal Cypher, just for those that like to feel cubes a little bit more. There's also rules for customizing and crafting gear, such as weapons, void suits, and armor, as well as vehicles of various size. It's not so many character options that players will feel a sense of choice paralysis, but it is enough that you will not feel you are lacking in options. Expansions. All of everything that I've been describing is pretty much just the core book. Myself and those that have been assisting me are already hard at work on the Opposition Codex, which is sort of like our version of a bestiary. There's a world guide with expanded lore and locations, a full-length multi-part adventure, and a bunch more. Once the hard part of getting the core book released is done, the others will just kind of start falling into place quicker than you might think. Voidhome is going to be a lot more than just a one and done thing. with the core book at $20, probably still being the most expensive you'll ever see any of the books, with most of them being much, much cheaper. There will even be occasional freebies tossed out there, like the creation kit and art asset pack to help you make your own Voidhome content. And all this isn't counting the third-party content that you or others might drop. Conclusion. I hope some of this has explained a little about why you should play this game. I've worked hard to make a sci-fi survival horror that feels like you can play it more like a horror and not just an action movie with scary monsters. Although you could play it both ways if you wanted. You have ways to play that aren't just combat. With the way this system plays, you could easily recreate scenarios like the original Alien movie or Event Horizon. Tales where characters are not all big tough warriors, where many of them are just people trying to survive the horror of the world around them. So, check it out in my shop, links down below, and I'll see you out there in the black.
Lost in the blackness, floating through time, no sight of home, nothing left behind. The earth shattered, long gone in the past. Voidhome, a sanctuary where we'll make it last. In this endless empty void, we try to find our way, seeking a new beginning for a brighter day. No map or destination, just the stars above. But we'll keep on searching for a place to call love. No more blue sky, no more ocean waves. Lost in the darkness, where hope can't be saved. In this cosmic exile, we're all alone. But together we'll create a world of our own. Drifting through empty space, towards the unknown we race. Lost the earth, our only home. Now we live in the void home. Silent echoes fill the void. Loneliness we can't avoid. Searching for a glimmering light in this endless cosmic night. In this endless empty void, we try to find our way, seeking a new beginning for a brighter day. No map or destination, just the stars above. But we'll keep on searching for a place called Voidhome. Through the gate we ride in our cosmic car, leaving behind the broken earth. Lost and scarred in the void of space, a world unknown. The cries of the dead echoing in our ears, a haunting reminder of the past and its fears. But we push forward